Okay, guys, so today I am going to do a review of an awesome, fanfic that I read. And it's like a Kakashi and Iruka sensei. I don't know why I always say Iruka sensei. It's a Kakashi and Iruka fanfic. And it is explicit and mature and all that stuff. So, younger audience, please don't watch this. But yeah, it's an alpha beta omega dynamics book. Kakashi is an alpha, Iruka is a beta. Ooh. Yeah, it's called Any Alpha Would. I'm gonna lay out the story for you. So it starts with Iruka at the academy, and he's talking to like an Omega mother picking up her child, and the child is probably going to present as an Omega, and Iruka just being like that awesome beta teacher is like, don't worry, I'm gonna make sure, your kid is fine, he's not gonna be bullied or anything, not under my watch, and there's plenty of Omega like role models for your child, like the first Hokage, and this first Hokage was an Omega, which was really cool. I was like, ooh, okay. Yeah, so he's like, chill, don't worry. I know how to like protect Omegas. And at that moment, Kakashi appears. So Kakashi appears with a head wound, and like there's blood all over his hair, and he's like smelling really strongly like an alpha. And Iruka's like, I know what this is. Kakashi's in rut. In this fic, disclaimer, like in alpha, beta, omega dynamics, there's ruts and then there's heats. And omegas usually get heats and alphas get ruts. That's the standard thing. But in this fic, alphas get heats too. That's what they're called. So from this point on, I'm going to be referring to Kakashi being in heat because that's what the fic does. But normally I would say rut. So yeah, so Kakashi is in heat, and Iruka's like, oh my gosh. And the Omega mother in front of him, she goes into heat as well. Her heat starts, and Iruka's like, what is going on? I've got this Omega mother who's going in heat, and then there's Kakashi who just appeared, and he's in heat. If I leave things the way they are, he's gonna go after her because, compelled by the heat, the alpha brain of the heat. And so Iruka intervenes and he's like, Kakashi, just like calm down. He tells the mother to run, and then before he knows it, Kakashi grabs him and like flickers him into, I forget what the juice is called, but he flickers him into the classroom. So now they're back in the classroom together. It was like a shared jutsu. So he teleported them. And then now Kakashi is like, still like in this like fevered mindset, like not really saying anything. And Iruka's concerned because he's got all these injuries. He just appears to be coming from a mission or something. But Iruka also notices that Kakashi is aroused. And so he knows that if he doesn't like hold on to Kakashi, if Iruka doesn't hold on to Kakashi, Kakashi's probably going to go after that Omega mother who's fleeing right now. So Iruka holds on to him and he's like, I know I'm not an Omega, but it's okay, we can, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Anyway, so Kakashi... I'm not getting into the bibbidi bobbidi boom moment, but stuff be happening in that classroom. And so the gist of it is that Iruka has had, oh yeah, spoilers coming. If you want to read the fic, go read it now. I'll give you guys some buffer time to, pause, go read the fic, come back, or don't. That's up to you. Anyway, well, I'm gonna talk about it now. So Iruka has had this crush on Kakashi. So they've been training and stuff, and Iruka's always trying to impress Kakashi and always trying to like beat him when they do practice sparring sessions, even though Kakashi always wins, and he knows that Kakashi's always going easy on him. And so something really cute in the fic is that Iruka says that whenever the match is over, Kakashi will kind of do like a substitution jutsu and then like put two fingers to the back of Iruka's neck, and that's how he knows the match is over. And so like I don't know, it was a vibe. So Iruka he's just been in love with Kakashi, even though he's been trying to convince himself he's not. So when Kakashi appears in the state, he finally is able to admit that he wanted Kakashi to come to him. He wanted to be responsible for the great Kakashi, being in such an aroused state. He wanted to be the trigger for that. He wanted to be the apple of Kakashi's eye. And so after what happens in the classroom, Iruka is wondering, did he take advantage of his alpha friend in his moment of weakness? On the other hand, Kakashi is wondering, did he take advantage of his beta friend Iruka by targeting him during his heat? And so when Kakashi comes to, so to speak, in the classroom, he realizes what happened between him and Iruka, and he vanishes. He goes away. And so Iruka is left to clean up the classroom all on his own. And then he tries to track Kakashi down, but he realizes he smells like he's just been with an alpha. He cleaned himself up, used some spare clothing, and he pulled himself together, snatched his hair back, no walk of shame for him, but it did turn out being a walk of shame because he smelled like an alpha. And so he runs into one of his beta coworkers, and the person's like, Iruka, I didn't know you. Iruka. And then so Iruka runs away and uses the rooftops to get away. But after that, after he's able to clean himself, he uses scent removing shampoo and body wash and everything, and then he goes hunts Kakashi down. Kakashi usually hides in the forest of death, and so Iruka goes there to find him, and then when he gets there, Kakashi is fine. Kakashi's looking good, looking well. You would have never thought, there's no scent to him, and Iruka's what is going on? Why don't you smell? He's is your heat over? Kakashi's no, my heat isn't over. I'm fine, thank you. And then Iruka also notices that when Kakashi left the classroom, he was busted up. He was he had the big old gaping gush in his gash wound in his head, and he's just looking ruffled up. And then, but he's healed now. And Iruka's oh, how did that happen? Did you heal yourself? Did you go to the hospital? And Kakashi's all no, I got someone to do it, someone to heal me. And Iruka's who the hell are you talking about? And I don't even know. So Kakashi reveals that from his perspective, he feels he raped Iruka. And Iruka is no, what are you talking about? That's not what happened. I feel I took advantage of you. And so they're in this back and forth, miscommunication thing. So I guess this could be listed as dubious consent, which is why I put in the warnings that this is dubious consent, because both of them felt the other might not be reciprocating, and they still proceeded in their own ways with the actions. But it turns out, it was consensual on both ends. So they were both interested in each other. Kakashi has had a crush on Iruka. So you might be wondering why. Well, if you read the fic, then you know why. But you might be wondering why Kakashi ran away. Why did Kakashi run away? Because Kakashi was trained as a child to use his chakra to manipulate his pheromones, his alpha pheromones, to take advantage of people when he was in the Anbu, and when he was in an Anbu, agent or officer. What do you call it? Anbu? Just Anbu? I don't know. Y'all know. But yeah, when he was in Anbu. Yeah, so he weaponized his alpha scent. And so he would project that scent. And it is capable, even though Iruka was a beta, it was capable of swaying him even to his primitive senses. Usually betas, if y'all read it, betas usually aren't influenced by pheromones of alphas or omegas. But in this fic, betas have a primitive sense too. So Kakashi's scent was so strong, it was able to sway Iruka's beta mind. And he's able to do that to almost anyone, and manipulate them into coming to him and craving him so much sexually that they're willing to face death and put themselves at risk in order to get to him, so to speak. And so after all of that, psychologically, he's associated sexuality with hurting people. And so because of that, he feels this unworthiness of love inside of himself almost. And so that's why he pushed Iruka away. And I really think that that theme is what makes this fic so powerful. Like, this is probably one of my top 10. Yo, I'm probably gonna say there's a good amount of fics, probably more than 10 that are in my top 10. But top 10 to me just means that I would put this above so many. Like, all fics are valid that are, you know, not perpetuating hurting anyone or anything. Like, all fics are valid, all fics are equal. But this will be my top 10 favorite fics. I think that sexuality is definitely demonized in our society, and a lot of the times due to past trauma or past experiences, we can all feel a sense of shame, or like, not everyone, but you know, a lot of people can feel a sense of shame when it comes to feelings, romantic, sexual, just all kinds of feelings. You know, there's this feeling of hiding, or this feeling of can't speak about it. And I think that this fic really definitely materializes this into the ABO dynamics world seamlessly in a way that really does capture not only the ABO dynamics, but also the Naruto universe and what's capable with chakra and the Anbu and all that stuff, and all of Kakashi's past history and what we know to be this man to be. Like, what a wonderful fic. So thank you for creating it. And yeah, I hope you guys read it, or I hope you guys read it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope that this video reminds you why you love it so much. So bye guys.